All right, let's bring in our first guest, a political strategist, campaign advisor who was a Democrat, but made the switch to the Republican Party because she got smart. She figured it out, folks, and she now fights against the evilness of the Democrats. She's a co-host on the Her Take podcast with the PBD Great Podcast Group. Happy to welcome back my friend Lindy Li. Lindy, we have so much to talk about, but since the president took the whole 4 o'clock hour yesterday with a great topic, I mean, Antifa, terrorist organization or not, I would say absolutely. And we saw a bunch of young citizen, young gun journalists, some of them with bruises. A young lady had a black eye, talking about how when they go to work, they might get hurt, they might get beat up, they might get assaulted, they might die. And they pointed to the legacy media in the back of the room, and the setup was beautiful, how the citizen journalists are up front and the legacy media is in the back, and they said, you guys don't have to know what we have to know before we go out and try and cover stories. It was just phenomenal. Lindy, let's talk a little Antifa, shall we? How in the world is Antifa still allowed to operate in this country?
Eric, it's so good to be with you. The reason why these still exist is that the left tells us, oh, it's just a political movement. It's not an actual entity. But no, these people are actually extremists. They're actually terrorists. And I can't forget that night, Eric, I don't know if you remember, on CNN, they had a chyron at the bottom and it said, mostly peaceful protests. Meanwhile, the city was on fire and people were overturning police cars and assaulting citizens and police. Antifa is a terrorist organization. It's not even a question anymore. I don't even know why we're allowing for that discussion. I live here in Philadelphia. They set my street on fire over George Floyd. They held him up to be their messiah.
Mm-hmm. So not only was mostly peaceful as a CNN chyron with the building burning literally behind it, Ali Velshi was on MSNBC around the same time, maybe within the same week. Another city, I'm not sure if it was Minneapolis or not, another city burning. And the guy, Ali Velshi, while he's on camera saying this is a peaceful protest, literally saying it, gets shot in the leg with a rubber bullet. Shot in the leg. Peaceful. But what we've now found out, and what Trump pointed out yesterday, and this is important, that Antifa has been funded by radical forces. He kept trying to get the kids to say Soros. He didn't really name a name, but radical outsiders funding this. I think we can shut them down, call them terrorist organization. Any damage they do, any violence they do, we can up the penalties, right?
Right. And you talk about Soros, and I think that's an extremely important point because Soros always tries to have a measure of plausible deniability by donating through a series of shell organizations. So he can say, oh, I had nothing to do with it. But where do you think the billions are coming from? George Soros is single-handedly the biggest donor on the left. He has his hand in everything. The better question to ask, in fact, is who is he not donating to? That's a much shorter list.
Well, he famously, Krasner was your district attorney in Philadelphia,
yes,
wildly liberal, let out hardened criminals, almost to the detriment of the citizens of Philadelphia. And yet Philadelphia is still a wildly liberal city and continues to elect liberal Democrats up and down the ticket.
Yeah, unfortunately, I mean, I'll probably get in trouble for saying this, but he depends on those people. He depends on those. That's his demographic. He depends on them for votes. That's who his supporter base is, and he understands that. And it's really disheartening to see the birthplace of America descend into such chaos because under his tenure, that's what it's become. You can't go outside without having to be worried about getting shot. That's Philadelphia for you. And I mean, this is not the Philadelphia that I was raised in the suburbs, but Pennsylvania, I mean, Pennsylvania is deeply nestled in my heart, and it breaks my heart to see everything disintegrate under progressive leadership. And it's not just Larry Krasner, by the way, it's our mayor as well. Criminal justice reform basically means let everybody out of jail.
I wonder if Trump's going to send some National Guard to the city of Philadelphia.
Hey, I wouldn't mind. I'd actually feel safer.
The thing is, I'm not even sure. Listen, I'm a libertarian. I don't really like the idea of federal law enforcement in our cities and in our state. I just don't, it just rubs me the wrong way as a libertarian. But I love the way Trump does a lot of things, not necessarily for what the end results may be, but a lot of things to get inside the liberals' heads. I mean, they literally go apoplectic about J.B. Pritzker in Illinois, Gavin Newsom in California, and every single talking head from Joy Reid to Jim Acosta to Simone Sanders. They just, it ups their Trump derangement syndrome feelings and animosity towards Trump, and you gotta love it.
Yeah, I call them the woke brigade because they get angry at whatever he does. It's just orange man bad. If Trump does something, they automatically hate it. And don't even get me started on Joy Reid. Her entire career was built on racial grievance and how everything is terrible for Black people. That's her entire shtick. And and MSNBC got tired of her.
Let's stay on Joy for a second, because she made a comment about J.D. Vance getting into Yale because he was white. Joy Reid is a Harvard graduate, and Harvard is one of the prime examples of when conservatives went to the Supreme Court and fought to eliminate affirmative action, which means allowing minorities to get into colleges that they normally couldn't get into simply because they're meeting a quota, or the college wants that diversification rather than allowing the meritocracy to take over. Joy Reid, I'm guessing, is a baby product,
she said so.
A
she admitted
byproduct
it, Eric.
of affirmative action.
You're right. She said so with her own mouth. She said, I wouldn't be at Harvard. I wouldn't for affirmative action. She admitted it. This is not our conjecture. She said it herself.
So she's got some cojones.
And I do want to say, the Supreme Court case,
Go ahead.
I want to make sure that viewers understand this. It's not every demographic. It's whites and Asians. Okay? Because whites and Asians score better than any other demographic on test scores.
I think Asians score higher than whites, right?
By affirmative action.
Am I right? Asians score the highest.
Yeah, but whites and Asians just score better than everyone, is what I'm saying.
Right. And so the ones who are hurt are Asians and whites, right? Go ahead.
I'm just saying that it's incredibly unfair that so many kids, they work hard, but they are discriminated against simply because they're white or Asian and they can't get into their dream school. I mean, this is not important anymore, but I didn't get into Harvard. I had a 2390 SAT score, which is essentially perfect. I got waitlisted at Harvard, which devastated me at the time. I don't really care anymore. But I'm just saying it didn't make any sense when people with lower test scores and resumes weren't as strong, they easily got in because, I mean, your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah, so. Well, we know what it is. We absolutely know it. But somehow the white male, conservative white male, straight male, is at the bottom of the social totem pole, at least certainly was up until,
that angers me so much because, as I said to you, Eric, I've said to you this offline and I'll say it again on air, white men are the blank. I'm a huge fan. And I'm so sick and tired of society trashing white.
Well, that's one woman's opinion. Well,
it's got to stop.
It's one woman's opinion.
Because white men are fantastic.
Since we're on race, the census has historically counted minorities, illegal minorities, in the count. And Trump is trying to say, let's do another census. It's not supposed to happen. Just let's do it off year. Every 10 years, we're supposed to take the census. But he says, because of the way it's been faultily administered, that we need to do it over. I think it's a great idea. And it'll also, the resources. So America has a certain amount of resources to spend, right? It's our budget. And we send it out to the states and we send it out to the districts and the municipalities based on the demographics. And that's all based on the census. So if you have bad info going in, garbage out, meaning illegals are skewing the resource allocation. That's my take. What's your take?
Eric, I think you're spot on. And I've looked into this because I am a legal immigrant. My family waited years to come here. We've contributed so much to this country, created hundreds of American jobs. We followed every rule. But then you have people storming across the border, completely desecrating every policy, every law of this country. And let's take California, for example. They would lose 2 to 3 congressional seats if illegals weren't counted. This isn't me saying it. This is liberal think tanks doing the math.
Bannon will tell you 5. Bannon will tell you California would lose 5, both Florida. Or Governor DeSantis said we would pick up 2 in Florida and at least 2 in Texas. Lindy, I got to go. Love having you on. And I think Asian people are the blank also. What do you think of that?
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. That means a lot to me.
Love having you on, my friend. Thank you, Lindy Li, as always.
Thank you so much, Eric.
Keep killing it on that show, Her Take. We love it. We love PDB over here. Thank you.